What's going on, everyone? Coming back to you again today with another video. Today's video is going to be a few tips on what you can do when you're going on that first initial date, or maybe you've been talking to someone for a while now and you want to take them out and actually get to interact in person. Just a few things that you can do that'll help alleviate the anxiety a little bit, and hopefully allow you to have an enjoyable and fun time with your significant other, whether you're a guy or a gal, doesn't matter. But hopefully these few tips will help you. So, got my little notepad right here. So number one, for me, and this is from experience, what works with me. What it might be different for you, that's awesome. If you have more tips, drop a comment, leave them below. You never know, you could be helping someone out tremendously. So tip number one for me is what I like to do, because typically if my anxiety is acting up on a particular day, indoors is a no-go for me, especially if it's loud. So an indoor restaurant scene with a lot of loud chatter in the background, usually not a good thing. First off, with my anxiety, I don't want to eat. Second off, I'm sitting there focused on breathing. I'm looking for, okay, there's the exit door, there's the restroom over there. If I start to have a panic attack, I can run to the restroom. It's just not a good idea. So tip number one for me would be do an activity, a day outdoors. And there's so many options. You could, if you did want to go the food route, do dinner on a patio. It's a little more laid back. You get some fresh air, not as much noise, and it's more intimate, maybe more personal, one-on-one. Like I said, you don't have that many distractions as you would as being inside. You could do a picnic. Picnics are great. I think they're peaceful. You might think I'm corny because I'm a guy. I don't care. Laugh at me all you want. Make fun of me in the comments. I don't care. But yeah, picnic by the lake. Usually ladies love that. Shoot, I'm a guy. I enjoy it. So that's another very peaceful and quiet picnic by the lake. It's great. Another one, let's see. If you don't want to go the food route, I don't know. I'm an outdoors type of guy, so anything outdoors I like to do. Go on a hike, a nature adventure. Like I said, might be corny for some of you. You might not like it, but just anything outdoors. You're way more relaxed. It's open space. You don't feel suffocated. You can breathe better. People with anxiety, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So anything outdoor, there's so many things you can do. Go on bike rides depending where you live. There's nature, like going on hikes. I love that. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is don't mistake being nervous with anxiety. As everybody gets nervous on a first date, it's 100% completely normal for that to happen, especially if you're into the person. Me, I know I get nervous. We want to make a good impression, and it's the first time meeting someone we really like. We don't want, especially with anxiety, we think of all the bad things that could happen and things that could go wrong. Just try before you go on that date. Think of some positives. This person's awesome. They have a great personality. I'm gonna have a great time. What's the worst that could happen? Which is usually what happens with us. We overthink everything. We think the worst outcome possible, and usually that never ever happens. 99.9% of the time, it never happens what we think is gonna happen. So keep a positive outlook. And like I said, nervousness, flip that nervousness into a positive thing, to where you can use it as energy and look forward to going on that date. It's perfectly normal. Everybody gets nervous. With us though, there's a less of a boundary for what we think is nervousness versus anxiety. Ours tend to mush together and become a whole different animal, where most people, not gonna say normal, but most people, they have the difference. They don't have the double whammy. They just have the nervousness coming in, where it's jitters, and with us, we're over here trying to breathe and make sure we're not gonna pass out. But so tip number two, don't mistake being nervous for anxiety. It's perfectly normal. You're gonna be nervous. Your heart might race a little bit. That's a good thing. That means you're into the person and you want to be there. And I can't think of anything bad about being nervous. And tip number 3, what this one usually really helps me. I find my anxiety acts up more if people don't know that I have anxiety. I mean, it's hard for us to tell people, especially us guys. We let our ego get in the way of things, and we want to seem like the big, tough, macho man. Nothing's wrong with me. No one can mess with me. Leave that stuff. Throw all that out the window. Talking about it with this person will help a lot. I know it helps me a lot. You know, if I tell them, hey, just so you know, like, I don't like to do certain things like this because I suffer from bad anxiety sometimes. You know, I'm still a normal person. I have different things that I don't like to do or I can't do yet, you know. And 99.9% of the time, they completely understand it. If they don't understand it, that's the wrong person for you. If they try to make fun of you or think you're weird, don't get rid of them. They're not for you anyways. They're not good people. So just sometimes discussing it helps. It really helps talking with people and letting them know. I know for me, it really does. Funny story. It's not really funny. It has nothing to do with dating, but sometimes it's weird. Some of my worst anxiety is at the barbershop. And I know, laugh at me all you want, but it's weird. It's like some of the worst anxiety and panic attacks I get is when I'm in the barber chair. I think it's because I know like I can't get up if I need to. I know I don't have an escape route. I'm stuck in that chair, and then I'm sitting there focusing on the guy. He's just so much detail on my head, and I think, you know, he's staring at me. Oh, what's he thinking? I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, back to the dating. Talk about it with the person beforehand. If you're really, really nervous and worried about it, talk to them. And then I guarantee you they'll understand. And lastly, just remember, it's always worse in your head. Always. We always think of the absolute worst. Oh, what are they going to think of me? The worst thing that can happen is y'all don't click, and a week later, you won't even be thinking about it. You won't even worry about it. He or her won't even remember. On to the next. That's the worst thing that can happen. So that's just a few tips that I have for you that has worked for me in the past. If you have any tips as well or any rituals or of a such that you do when you go on dates, please leave a comment below. You could be helping someone out tremendously. I'd love to hear it as well. Try the tips. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and if you like it, be sure and subscribe and leave a comment below. Thanks.